wishing I was part of this family right now. It's the Goldbergs here on Inform.
Dads, they always tend to be creatures of habit. At least my father was. He liked what he liked, and he hated change. Ever since I can remember, he wore the same shoes, he ate the same breakfast. Home! Don't anybody bother me! And every day, he'd come home at 5:15, park his pants at the door, sit in the same chair, and watch the same show. If you tried to change anything, you'd fight you tooth and nail. That's why my mom created the illusion everything stays the same. But it wasn't. That magical pair of shoes that never wore out, she secretly replaced them every 8 months. That laissez-faire attitude about his personal grooming, she ended with that too. She managed to put in a low-fat cream cheese stuff into everything. It tastes funny. No, it doesn't. Okay. Yep, Beverly Goldberg has always been the puppet master, and my dad had no idea. Beverly! That is, until the day she got a new chair. Beverly! Beverly Goldberg!
The hell is sitting where my chair should be?
Surprise! I thought it was time for an upgrade. Don't you just love it?
Where's my chair? The one I've been sitting in for 20 years.
I donated it to Goodwill.
Without telling me? Why would you do that?
Oh, you're always complaining about how your back hurts. It's that old chair.
I never liked that chair. I've always been jealous of what we've had together.
We? Who's we?
Me and Mr. Chair. That's right, it had a name.
That's not a very good one. Mine is top of the line. I love how comfy it is.
So spongy.
Buddy, you're gonna have to trust me on this. I bought it for your own good.
I can't breathe. Can't breathe.
Well, stop sitting like that. You're sitting uncomfortably on purpose.
It's engulfing me.
Stop it. Those are exaggerated body movements.
Something like every day, I rode the bus. Back then, this was the Wild West. No seatbelts, no security cameras. No one stuck with one dude who made your life miserable. For me, it was an 8th grader named J.C. Spade.
Look who it is. Adam Goldberg.
He may have been tiny, but he was terrible.
I forgot my gym shorts and had to run the mile in jeans. I'm a really bad chief. Oh, man. I am so sorry to hear that. Hey, everybody. Adam's got some skinny thighs, so if I see one slip, I'll hit this kid. You want to deal with me. Oh, thanks, dude. That's incredible. Everybody get their asses in the seat. Especially you, Spade. Yes, sir. Where would we share?
I was flashing up against that window for the next 20 minutes. And then I saw Barry doing what he did best, flipping out.
No. 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 I was hitting you.
Where the hell is my Sports Illustrated football park? Clear. Out.
That's my big brother Barry. He's clinically insane. Really? The doctors gave up. He's too crazy for their modern medicine.
Where is my phone?
And if you don't back off, I'm bringing him on the spot and he'll smear you against the window.
JC was running scared. I just had to get Barry on board. Unfortunately, he was a little preoccupied with more urgent